All right, y'all, let me tell you something. Butcher should be so ashamed of himself, but he's not. He's not, and that's why he's fucking that's why he's Butcher. That's why he's Butcher. We just gonna start it off, okay? And this is part of the reason why I said that Butcher should be ashamed of himself, because Ryan was over here throwing the ball, tossing the baseball into somebody else's yard 3 miles away. You know what I mean? And here comes Homelander out of nowhere, and we get information that it's pretty much Victoria Newman who gave him the address to where his son was at, right? But this entire time, Homelander is just obviously using emotions and manipulating his son, and it had a lot to do with the fact that he discovered that Soulja Boy is his like genetic father, so now he's in his feelings and all this shit. So he goes down there, he finds Ryan, and he tells him like, oh my gosh, at the end of the day, all we have is each other, and we're superpowers, so we struggle in this world. I'm the only one who can really understand you truly. And then he says right here, he was like, yo, it's not your fault. I'm not mad at you for killing X, Y, and Z. I'm not mad at you for breaking shit or breaking people. It's fine. Like, it's not your fault. It's okay. And I'm just like, wow. If Butcher hadn't been such an asshole to Ryan, we wouldn't see this shit. We might not see this shit of him hugging up on Homelander. It's just terrible. Then we see that Maeve is over here, and now I guess the people on social media are on Vought's ass, like, where the fuck is Maeve? Like, where y'all have Maeve at? And Ashley and the Deep come in here, just a mess, moving Maeve out. And Maeve, of course, she wakes up, beats their ass, and that's that. So I'm just like, yo, what's going on? Homelander don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Maeve is loose. It's just a mess, but it's great because it's the finale. I love this scene here between Frenchie and MM, and MM is just like really pissed at himself for going off and being violent in front of his daughter. And Frenchie says like, look, you're not perfect, and don't try to act like you're perfect. Show your daughter all parts of you so she can understand where you're coming from, so she can understand. I understand MM's guilt though, because it's like, damn, you're gonna see your father. He was right. You're never gonna forget that. Your father beating up on your stepfather. Like, it's you're never gonna forget that shit. But I think Frenchie was right too when he was talking to MM. Like, don't try to hide the fact, or don't try to pretend that you ain't fucked up. Like, get your shit together. But like, let your daughter see you getting your shit together if you really want her in your life like that, But I also love what he said, like, get back on the Lexapro. Like, he was like, okay, all that stuff is all, cute and fun, but at the end of the day, if your brain needs something, then your brain needs something. So Frenchie is right in saying that, if you're prescribed these meds, and if that's what, the doc's saying that you need, then get back on it. So I think that was like friendly advice, a very good conversation. And Frenchie was just like, yo, you're quite possibly the best man I ever met. So like, just get it together, bro. Like, you got it. So I love that. I love that scene. This shit was funny right here, because I was like, yo, one of y'all finna get lasered. I was like, one of y'all finna get lasered down. You coming over here trying to tell Homelander that Maeve, we had to move Maeve, but they didn't fully tell him that they have no idea where the fuck Maeve's at. And they lucky because Black Noir came in and saved the day. Remember, I guess the Deep had told Homelander that Black Noir was running away, or he took out his tracker, blah 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 blah. But Homelander was like, I knew you would come back. And this is really funny. Having seen the entire episode and watching it and seeing this shit, I'm like, yeah. So here we have this scene where Butcher knocks the hell out of Huey's annoying ass, and I was like, Butcher, of course, Butcher, yeah, Butcher being Butcher. At first I was like, of course, he is Homelander for the boy side. That's what he is. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's being an asshole. We shouldn't be surprised. Knocked him out, and Soulja Boy is almost like, okay, so where is Huey? We need him to get close to Noir. And Butcher's like, nah, girl, we good. Go to sleep, Rock. Bye, baby. Whew, this scene here, girl. Jeez. A-Train, yo. I don't know. There had to be a better way to handle this shit, yo. Like, first of all, I'm not trying to hear. Can you imagine being his A-Train brother and just trying to hear him talk about, oh, girl, you can come coach at the coach at the school, come coach me. You can come. I'm gonna get all my endorsement deal back, and you're gonna make so much money. Oh my God, yeah, A-Train, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, I can completely understand his brother's reaction. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of my house. What are you talking about? And he, like, my thing was, like, A-Train was talking about, unless I misunderstood the scene or misheard it, A-Train was talking about all this money, all the endorsement deals that he finna get, and then he gonna talk to his brother talking about, oh, well, you can coach at the school or some shit. Imagine how much money you gonna make. What do you mean? What do you mean? For the rest of this man's life, A-Train, you need to be buying him whatever the fuck he wants. I'm telling you right now, you need to be using all that money that you think you get from these endorsement deals and spearheading some research into how to help this motherfucker out. You need to, if your brother say he want a fucking Ferrari tomorrow, bitch, you need to get that shit for his ass. Now listen, he might have somebody else driving, but you know what I mean? You need to, whatever this man want, you need to buy it for him. You talking about all these endorsements. He told you get the fuck out, don't touch him, and I understand. That shit is ridiculous. I love this scene here because it's just one of the things that Huey says, like the story that he says is so relatable, because he was talking about how, I don't know, something happened. I don't know if his mother left his father, and his father decided to just sit down and eat pizza rolls all day and night. And he at first was looking at his father like he was weak. You know, like, why don't you stand up and do something? But he realized, like, his father was going through hell while having to take care of Huey. You know, so it's very interesting how, like he said, he thought that he was weak. He thought his father was weak, but he did not know. It took him growing up and experiencing life to realize what strength looks like. And, you know, it's really, like I said, relatable, because as you get older, certain situations, certain things look much different than they do when you were a child. And when you get older, you're like, oh shit. You know? So I really liked that story, but Starlight was like, that's really cute. She had all rights to drag his ass. But, you know, one of the points of the scene as well was to just verify the fact that Butcher did not tell Huey about Compound V or Temp V being fatal. And instead, what Butcher chose to do was knock Huey out to prevent him from taking any more Compound V. And it's just like, I don't know. I always talk about, like, on my other channel, I always talk about how men are socialized. And I'm just like, all you had to do was say something. You could have been like, hey, guess what? Instead of you just knocking me out. Like, and Huey gonna smile, talking about, oh my God, Butcher saved me in his own fucked up way. I'm just like, yo, if that's what saving looks like, don't save me. It's okay, bro. It's all right. It's all right. I'm telling you, I love Maeve. I love Maeve so much. I just love her. She escaped. She ended up with MM. She ended up back with the boys. And I love what she said as soon as she saw Huey. What did she say? She was just like, it's like every time I see you, it's like you're screaming something like I'm a bottom raw dog me or some shit. I don't know. It was funny as fuck. I was like, Huey is getting he's getting roasted. I literally just remember seeing on Twitter recently remember the scene from the other seasons where she was just like, she was talking to Starlight, she was like, you and your fucking twink, take your fucking twink and leave. I was like, that shit is hilarious. But what ends up happening is that, you know, we get to this scene here, and Kimiko is rightfully angry at Frenchie because she notices that, okay, you're doing way more than usual, baby. You are drowning yourself in this shit ever since Lil Nina dragged the shit out your ass. Like, you need to get it together. And you're fine. And she was right. I think that, like, you know, Frenchie was trying to help out MM in his moment of need, and Kimiko was trying to get his ass together. And I think I'm happy that she did that shit. So here they talking about the fact that, yo, first of all, Soulja Boy is Homelander's father, apparently. And on top of that, Huey's over here trying to say, oh, we got to save Butcher. Now, I'm like, yo, I'm kind of on their side where because everybody else was like, bitch, dead. He don't want to be saved. He don't want to be saved. And Hugh was like, well, no, we got to save everybody, even the ones, especially the ones who don't deserve it. I was like, all right. We gonna see. This scene was important here because it just led to what was setting everything off at the end. Soulja Boy was talking about how, his father was rich as hell, but he was a fuck up, but Soulja Boy was the fuck up, and his father just didn't even want to be bothered with his ass. Like he was so disappointed in him. Soulja Boy even went to go do these Vought trials and get pumped up with Compound V, and his father was even still yet disappointed. Like you took a shortcut. A real man wouldn't have done that shit. So it's definitely going to show the father-son violence that we're literally about to see. And I can only imagine in season 4, like what's going to happen in season 4 based off of like what we just saw. So this scene was terrible. Hated it. I mean, it was like, for a TV show, it was amazing, but like I hate it for Noir. Like I hate it for Black Noir. Girl, Homelander came in there. He was just like, bitch, you sharpening that shit and it won't do shit. And we're confirming here that Soulja Boy is Homelander's genetic father, right? Because Homelander said, I tore apart the company archives, and it's true. And he was like, wait a minute. You was on his team and everything. Did you know? You knew, didn't you? And Black Noir was like, yeah, I did, girl. I really did, Miss Mama. And Homelander said, okay. And at this moment, I just... When Homelander was like crying or not even crying, I don't even know. He was just emotionally fucked, and it looked like he was sad. I was like, this is not going to end well for Black Noir. I just knew something was going to happen. I thought it was going to be lasers through his head or something. He went inside and literally tore out this man's entrails. I'm like, what? I was like, huh? He was over there looking like somebody's, I don't know. It was given very much, in high school, you dissect frogs and shit. I can't even show that shit on YouTube. That's what it was given. And these cartoon characters did nothing for his spirit, bitch. They just backed up from him. It's like, all right, girl, bye. See you on the other side. So here's where things start to get crazy, okay? Because we see Maeve roll up on Butcher. And immediately we knowing that she's not fucking alone. M says, hey, guess what? You want that V shit? Let me test it out. And Butcher's crazy ass is like, go ahead. He's absolutely crazy. he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. Frenchie stands up for himself, and Kimiko, I thought that moment was funny. Kimiko was laughing and shit. That was funny. And Huey is over here just like, I think you want me to pull you back. We shouldn't do this. We can't do this. We do this. And Maeve is like, okay, this is really fun. I'm tired of this stupid shit. She throws that gas out the window, bitch. She disarms MM, and she said, bitch, fuck what y'all talking about, okay? Screw what any of you bitches talking about. Homelander has to die. And although this like twist was surprising, it was surprising. I didn't expect that shit at all. I was like, huh? I couldn't blame Maeve. Regardless, like as mad as they were at her, as pissed, I just couldn't blame her. I understand, and I'm of the same belief. Like, we cannot continue to let Homelander walk the fuck around. What are y'all talking about? So, I mean, I get it. And Starlight was just like, oh, girl, what you got? Maeve was like, please back that shit up. And even Soulja Boy was like, all right, so what we gonna do? Obviously, they overpowered. Butcher tells them to take their ass in the safe, and that's it. I was like, and when he said put them in the safe, I already knew that they're gonna bust out. Even though Butcher tried to like turn off the lights so Starlight couldn't use her powers, I already knew they was gonna bust out. Like, because Butcher and them didn't even knock them out, didn't even disable them, didn't even seriously injure them so they couldn't use nothing, they couldn't get up again. I knew they were gonna get up, obviously, because it was a season finale too, but still, like, so I don't know what's going on over here. This was so terrible, y'all. This was so terrible. Homelander just comes in there and drags the shit out of them. He was just like, bitch, I don't need none of y'all. The Deep, I need you to do something for me. He told Ashley to take that fucking wig off. He said, if you don't take that Party City wig off your fucking scalp right now, girl, you don't think I can see through that shit? And it makes a lot of sense because, like, Ashley has been pulling on them hair strands since we met her, right? Right? Or is it like something that started gradually, you know, during the course of the show? But she's been doing it for a long time, and her hair's still been kept up, so I didn't even think anything of it. But when she took that shit off, I was like, yo. And Homelander's such an asshole. Why would you do that shit? Even A-Train was like, what the fuck? But, and so it was just, he just dragged the shit out their ass. And honestly, that's what the Deep gets. No shade. Ashley, I understand Ashley has been protecting herself and her human life, but it's just like, my goodness, this scene was crazy. He's apparently, you know, trying to be picked for the VP, and the Deep said, girl, we're taking care of that. They decide on a plan and realize, like, okay, this shit is extremely risky, but they're all in. After all, this is nothing but another mission for the boys. Huey sees this damn Temp V, and I was like, Huey, oh my God, are you serious? I was like, Huey. I mean, unless it's like dire emergency, because even then, Huey, you take the Compound V, right? And then you teleport. It's not even like it's giving you super strength or super, you know what I mean? You don't have no lasers. You gonna teleport. You gonna die over some teleportation? Get over it. Get, girl. I was absolutely hollering at Homelander being sentimental over his father, like videos of his father, because I was like, bitch, this shit is not gonna go like how these girls think it's gonna go. It's not gonna go how Butcher think it's gonna go at all. Like, I was like, this battle's about to be so fucking messy. So Homelander tries to use the same kind of appeal that he did on his son to his father, like basically like, we're family, we're the only ones who understand each other, like, don't even listen to Butcher, none of them, they're human, like, bitch, like, just come. And then this crazy ass man reaches into this cabinet, and first of all, I'm just like, bitch, why would you have Ryan in this motherfucking cabinet, bitch? Like, you told his ass go hide in this cabinet. Anyway, girl, I mean, that's literally a representation of what his fathering is about to be. Literally shoved his ass in the cabinet, took Ryan out the cabinet, and I literally was like, oh God. Like, literally, out loud, when I was watching the show, I was like, oh shit. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is gonna get so messy. So at this point, Homelander's trying everything to convince his father, right? She's like, this is your grandson, like, join up with us, don't kill me. Girl, Soulja Boy used the same line that his fucking father used on him. You're a disappointment. I mean, and just tries to grab that sharp ass chin, okay? Ryan ain't having none of that shit. He's like, bitch, you need to get the fuck up off my father. Like, my father. Like, you need to get the fuck up off my father. You sounded just like Meghan McCain. My father. Ryan zaps the shit out of Soulja Boy, and Soulja Boy comes back on his ass. And that's when the game changes. That's when Butcher's like, yo, not that one. And then this moment was so cool because it's like, damn, they on the same side. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. But it's just like, when you put Ryan in the midst of all this shit, it changes up the game. Soulja Boy was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And this part here, when I tell you I got my whole entire pussy, I don't think I understand what I'm saying. Like, Maeve was holding her own, bitch. Like, she was smacking the shit out of Homelander. I don't care. Like, she held her own. I'm so happy that, like, okay, if you're showing us Maeve training and all that shit, show her beating Homelander up. And she was getting some hits in. Like, she was really doing it. I'm sorry, like, especially for her to be going up against Homelander by herself in this moment, she was doing a good job. And even Homelander was trying to be like, yo, stop. You know, I'm not even trying to fuck with you like that. But she was doing a good job. Butcher was getting his ass beat. I have no idea how Huey got into the intercom room and all this shit with all the lights and all this shit. so easily, but he did. He told everybody to get the fuck out, which I'm happy that he did. This moment with Ashley saying, "Oh girl, I don't know where you're gonna go because it's what did she say? It's reserved for the execs and up. I don't know what you about to do, but sorry, Miss Mamas." That shit was so terrible. Anyway, so you already know my girl Kimiko did what she had to do while they were creating the gas. I love her, love the fact that her powers are back. That's my sis. Maeve was doing what she needed to do. Like I said, with this smile that she's like, bitch, so what's up? My good sis is gonna need an eye patch though. Like, she is gonna need an eye patch. But she, like I said, she did what she had to do. She did what she could do, against Homelander. And that was that. The girls over there, they done got the gas ready. Very happy about that because you definitely was gonna need it. Huey sees that Starlight is in trouble. Of course, she would be because it's Soulja Boy. Come on. So now he whips out this temp V, and I'm like, yo, really? This gonna be the end of your story? Teleporting a couple times and then dying because you're not going to help. You're not going to help. Unless you teleport Soulja Boy to how far does your teleportation powers work? Can you teleport that motherfucker to the moon, to the sun? Because you're gonna take the compound V, teleport a couple times, and die. So he decides to use his brain, and it definitely works. I got my life seeing Starlight being pumped up with all that power. She said, all right, I got something for your ass. I was like, yeah, Starlight, do it. And she zapped the shit out of Soulja Boy, and they gassed him, and he was about to blow up the scene. And as soon as I saw Maeve looking at his ass, I was like, oh shit, she finna sacrifice herself. Like she finna jump out this window with his ass. I was like, no, not my good sis, Maeve, no. But and then that explosion was big as fuck. They all would have died if she hadn't done that, if she hadn't done anything. And they were over here, having sighs of relief, and it was almost like a little celebration, like, oh my God, hugging and shit. I'm just like, did y'all forget that Homelander is still out here? The only thing that Maeve did to his ass was stick something in his ear or something real quick, and that was it. I was like, are you forgetting that it's Homelander standing around here? And he would have decimated them all. I don't know, Butcher might have been able to hold his ass back for a couple seconds while the others escaped. But he was ready to mow them down. And if it wasn't for Ryan saying, Dad, let's go, I don't want to be here no more, let's go, they would have been absolutely toast. Just like this doctor here is saying that Butcher is about to be toast. Okay. I love that scene with MM's daughter calling him her hero. And also this scene here with Maeve just being like, yo, that was fun. Love y'all. I ain't got no powers no more. I can't even heal like that. I'm going to leave here, hopefully, and just be someplace where Homelander cannot find me. I thought it was so cute. I was just so happy that Maeve was alive. I was like, oh my God. And some people at Vought know that Maeve is alive too, but it seems like only these two though. It seems like only these two. And they see the file, right? They see it, and they end up deleting it. But I'm wondering, since Ashley was such an asshole to this Ashley here, or this other employee here, I'm wondering how that's gonna come to bite them in the ass. I don't know why they still got locking Soulja Boy up, and for any reason. This shit was funny. The Deep's ex gonna do a tell-all book and make some money, bitch, and he over here, just depressed as hell in front of this portrait of him behind Homelander. It's just pathetic. Starlight basically officially becomes a part of the boys, and I mean, she already has been, if we being real. And then we see here that the person that the Deep killed we already know Bishop was drowned, and then the person that's gonna take his spot apparently is none other than Victoria Newman. Yeah, that's the play that Homelander is going for. of course, control of the government. It's just it's terrible. And then Butcher's like, oh, this bitch gotta go. I was like, another adventure, another, you know, gore-filled, depraved adventure about to happen in season 4. This rally over here where Soldier Boy's statue was toppled. I mean, when I say the most terrifying thing ever, because Homelander comes in like, hey, what's up, y'all? There's my son. And what's the tea, honey? Yeah, girl, what's the tea? Bitch, a fucking can comes out of nowhere, slaps the shit out of Ryan. Of course he can't feel that shit. And that's the reason why the repercussions, the reaction that Homelander had was so crazy, because it's a fucking can of soda. Ryan is not going to feel that shit, you know? I mean, but it's the principle of like, you just tossed something at my son. Homelander didn't even fucking think. I mean, maybe for half a second, but he blasted that motherfucker's brains. And here comes this stepfather. He sees it, of course, is terrified in the beginning, but then starts being like, yeah, no, yeah, that's great. And then the whole crowd cheers, right? So now Homelander's like, wait, what? He's like, oh, y'all like this shit. Terrible. Ryan over here smiling. Terrible. It's going to be absolutely terrible. And I just want, like I said, I wonder if Butcher hadn't said all that nasty shit, like, oh yeah, it's your fault. I mean, it's, and this is exactly how crowds like that work too, right? They'll see violence. The stepfather, you'll see violence happening to other people, coming from the same figures that you worship, the same authority figures that you worship. And you don't think for a second that same violence can be enacted, can be forced upon you as well? You don't think you can fall victim to Homelander's violence as well? That's how a lot of these motherfuckers work now. They're okay with other groups of people being oppressed and being fucked over as long as they feel like they're immune. But it's just like anybody can get it with people like that, with people like Homelander, right? And I feel like his son will find that out. I don't know if he'll find that out in season 4, but definitely as he grows older, he's gonna find out that Homelander is just about Homelander, okay? And if you ain't worshiping him, it don't matter if you his son or not. You can get these hands as well. So absolutely great finale, okay? Absolutely great writing. I mean, great writing. That's how you tell stories. And it's like season 4, and the shit is still, I could not like stop watching this shit. Like my eyes were glued to the screen. So I cannot wait for the next season. It's gonna be a long time, but I can't wait. But yeah, on that note, let me know what y'all thought of the finale. Love y'all so much, and I will catch y'all later.